Hello. Today I'm going to be working on my nails. I'm going to get this pretty flower. My son got that from our outside for me, and we put it in a little glass jar. Okay. I wanted to do some ball gel, and I thought that this was a pretty fall color. To the taupe is what it's called. I'm going to do this today. Use our little UV lamp. Chewing some gum. Got my handy dandy little box here that has all these little trinkets. Gonna need this. Gonna need this. Acid-free primer. Gonna need a base coat. Oh, my dog decided he was thirsty. Gonna need to file. Do some of this. Do some of this. Let's see. Do some of this. But first things first, which I forgot, I set them over here on the counter. This morning I put just like a clear coat on top. I don't know if it helped at all, but we're about to head to the gym. And last night I took my gel off that I had. I felt like my nails were kind of like fragile. They're growing out. They're growing out, but I mean, the gel probably makes them fragile anyway, but I was just trying to preserve them until I could get some more gel on them. Because I was going to do like a lifting weights class, and I was like, I'm going to break these. I already broke one. Look how bad that was. That happened this morning, so I was like, okay, let me just see if putting a little bit of clear polish helps at all to like strengthen these for a minute. I don't know if it helped, but I don't think any more broke. So that's something. But they definitely need to be like worked on with files and stuff. It's been a little over a week since I last did something with them. Let's get this out of the way. And then put that there. I'm going to use one of these wipes. It's like a nail cleaner. Just to, get everything off that we don't want. Okay. Put this back. I will need this cuticle oil at the end. I'm going to need these little trinkets here. Might want that too. All right, let's see. I think I'll do this first. All right, so let's get some of this unevenness out of here. Anything left over off. And kind of like rough them up a little bit to maybe hold some of this a little bit better. This one broke yesterday, so it's going to be my shortest nail. Push all this down so that maybe when I use the other tool, it's a little easier to work with. I will say, since I got this thing, I have really enjoyed like taking better care of my nails. It's just it's a nice change, honestly. And some of these look like they're cracking, so I don't know if they're gonna last or not, but it also, like when I keep them well maintained, I'm not as tempted to like pick at them and mess with them, which is nice. Okay. Get all this out of here. Ew. All right. That's what I want. I probably need to get another one of these. I've used this one quite a bit, and I feel like it's not as sharp now. So it's a little harder to get stuff that I need to get. Because I feel like when I was first doing this, it was a lot easier. So I recently posted a grocery list video, but it was on my membership and Patreon because that's just how it worked out this time. But I am planning a Wicked party for next week, because the movie comes out next week. And I'm going to do a Wicked party grocery list video because I gotta get all my supplies. So I'm gonna do that next week for you guys. So be looking for that. And I'll say, I wish, of course, that all of my content was available all the time for everyone, but this, and some people have complained, and I understand. I totally understand you wanting access. However, this is thankfully like the way that I'm able to help provide for my family right now. And, I ended up creating memberships and Patreons because I had so many listeners asking for that. Like several people wanting to support in that way and like have access to more content. So like as I have felt like I have more capacity in my life as the twins get older and stuff like that, I have been able to add to that content while still producing the same amount of content I've been producing on YouTube. Okay, so I have intentionally not taken away like my production on my YouTube channel. I have just added more to Patreon as I have felt like I had the capacity. So I wanted to clarify that because some people, have complained. But I am still putting on, I'm trying to put on the same amount of content as I was putting on to my YouTube channel. And then for those who have asked, for more content, I'm able to expand that slowly. So I just want you guys to know that I'm trying to meet that expectation as well as, provide the extra content to people who want to contribute in that way. And also, I know, like, I don't personally support anybody on Patreon because that's just not where I can spend my money right now. But if there is ever a video that you're like, oh, that one video I wish I could see, there is the option to just purchase one time a video for cheap, you don't have to subscribe and do, and that's a more recent development on Patreon, at least since I've been a creator on Patreon. You can just purchase one video instead of subscribing and having a monthly fee. So I just wanted to tell you guys about that development in case you did not know. That is an option. I've got all that information below. My hope with this, the file, is to not super, decrease the length, because I want to keep the length of the nail, but to just kind of even everything out. But for some nails in particular, case in point, this one, I'm going to have to take quite a bit of length off because of it breaking. And that's okay. It is what it is. But I definitely don't want it looking super funky. It's not perfect, but it's better. I feel like my ring fingers break more than the others. Maybe it's because I feel like they grow faster or something. So I always feel like they break. This one's got a big crack in it, which I'm hoping to keep together by putting gel on it, but I don't know if that'll happen. I guess we'll find out. And also by not picking it, which is what I typically do with my nails, which is another reason why it's nice for me to Okay, so this is the deal. We're going to do the primer first. You know, maybe I should have cleaned my nails after doing all that stuff. Let's just use this again. Probably was what I was meant to do. Okay. We're going to use the primer. And actually, I forgot to do this in my last video. I'm going to go ahead and open all of these because it's hard to do that when my nails are wet. Just go ahead and get everything ready. Okay. So, we'll go to our primer. And I don't have to cure this. I think I got my instructions over here to the side in case I need them, but I think I've almost figured it out, like what I need to do. The primer does not have to be cured, but everything else does. I've kind of got the system down. For the most part. And just set that to the side. Okay. Let's do our base coat. All right, let's go ahead and cure this. My son today was really happy because they did that disguise a turkey activity where they had to bring their little turkeys home and disguise them, you know, so they're not chosen for Thanksgiving or whatever. And so we did that together. I can't remember if I already told you guys, but we did like, I just looked it up honestly because I'm not super creative. I like to do crafts with my kids if somebody else gives me the idea. So I looked up options and let him choose, and he chose the popcorn bucket. So I made a little popcorn bucket, red and white, you know, drew the little popcorn thing, glued it on there. And then we waited till, you know, right before it was due to do the popcorn. So we popped the popcorn and got a hot glue gun out and put popcorn all around it and above the turkey. And he got to take that to school today, so he was so excited. So cute. I love all the little activities that they do with the kids. It's so fun. And he's doing so great. It's just sweet. kind of hard with your thumb to like get it under there without it bending. Like I've had some trouble with my thumb because once I get the color on there, it'll start to like droop if I hold my thumb like that. But I also don't want to have to cure this hand twice every time. So it's kind of hard to figure out how to hold my hands. I don't know. I really like this cuticle oil. I just got it at Walmart at Sally Hansen Vitamin E. It's so nice. I've been putting it on now after I do my nails. And my nails are getting longer since I've been doing this. Because again, I'm not picking them. All right, so now we're going to do the first coat on the left hand. For some reason, I feel like the base coat kind of makes this first top coat go on a little funky because it doesn't look super even. If that makes sense. Like I feel like it, I feel like the roughness of my nail would help. What do I need? What do I need? I don't know. Maybe I should skip the base coat sometime and see if that helps, because I feel like maybe that's just why you do 2 coats, so you can fill in the gaps. But I feel like that base coat goes on so nice, and then of course it's clear, so you can't, I guess, see how evenly it's going on. But I do really like this color. Taupe. It kind of looks mauve. Kind of mauve to me. What's that? A little extra help here. Dewy. I will say, I don't know who's heard me say this, but my husband's on a Stranger Things kick since it's coming out soon. He's been rewatching, and I've been only kind of like catching little bits of it here and there when he's watching. But last night I watched quite a bit with him. I was just too tired to do anything else. We were just laying in bed, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this because we had a really busy day yesterday, and I didn't feel like reading or, working on a puzzle or anything else. So after we got the kids down, I just watched it with him. It's getting crazy in season 4. I don't know if any of you are Stranger Things fans, but the new season is coming out the week of Thanksgiving. So it is kind of nice, I guess, to catch at least the end of season 4, because then I can kind of be caught up, I guess, to speed. Although, I've forgotten a lot of it. We used to watch so much TV before we had kids, you know? Too much. I mean, we should have been doing other things. But it was like, before we had kids, we didn't sit at the dinner table. For dinner, we just watched TV during dinner every night. And honestly, you know, it would be like, okay, we're done with dinner. We're just going to stay in front of the TV. What else is there to do? And that's, you know, not the best use of time, but that's what we did. And now, which I love this, we eat family dinners at the table. It's so hard to do my right hand because I am not left-handed. And I feel so awkward when I feel like my left hand is still a little wet, like my fingers are still wet from the polish, whatever. Now we eat dinner at the table and we talk about our days. It's wonderful. I grew up eating dinner at the table with my family every night. And at the time, you know, I didn't realize how valuable that was. And actually, I think I assumed most people did that. But then, like, you know, in high school and stuff, when I would talk to my friends, I realized that actually not a lot of families do that. Oh boy, I'm being so weird with that. And you know, especially now, I feel like family dinners are not nearly as much of a thing as they used to be. And I want my kids to have that. I want them to have that, you know, just normal rhythm of like eating together at the table every night, and that they know they can count on that of like, let's hear about your day. Let's, you know, connect. And my husband and I, you know, when we were first married, we were connecting. It was just us. So like, you know, getting home from work, doing dinner together, whatever, like we're talking and all that stuff. But then we would just watch TV most every night. And I like that we're not in the habit of doing that as much. But it is fun to watch a show, watch a movie. Trying with this thumb, but it is a little awkward. I don't think the thumb is getting the full UV ray situation, but I'm actually going to do the thumb last so that it's not just sitting there crooked. At least these nails can lay down flat. I love this color. And it is. I feel like it's a good fall color. Okay. Okay. There we go. Now we'll see how flat we can get the thumb. Try my like that one is better than my right hand. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the angle. Maybe I need to change the angle for my right hand. This is still a new, fairly new process for me. So I'm learning. But you see what I mean? When you look at my right hand that only has a single coat, can you tell that it's not even? And when I paint my nails, you know, normally when I don't do a base coat, I feel like it goes on much more evenly. What's the point of the base coat? Anybody know? I don't think. No, this doesn't say anything about that. Oh my word, I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to be that loud. Okay. Now, how not to be such a weirdo with how I paint this hand. Let's see. Wow, I don't even know if that's in the view of the camera. Come up a little bit. Why am I doing that with my pinky? I mean, what is the deal? I need to get a little bit more on that. Why am I doing that with my pinky? Okay. Pinky, come back here. Why are you being so weird? And then, like, my hand is shaking. Okay. Let's see about changing the angle of this. Oh boy. For my right hand. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That helps, but I don't think it's going to stay this way on its own. I think I'm going to have to hold it here. That's fine. I can do that. Not a lot of movement on camera when I'm doing this with my hand. We're almost done, people. I just have to do the top coat, the strengthening coat, and we will cure it and call it good. I'm going to have to do my Thanksgiving list soon. Wow. So much happening. So much coming up. Shiny, glossy coat on the top. Well, hopefully I can keep these on for the next week and a half, because then I'm gonna have my wicked party and I'm gonna have to do some nails. Oops, I need to do my thumb. I'm going to do some press-on nails. I don't know if I'm going to do black or if I'm going to do like pink or green. I'm going to have a think about that. Because, as you know, I've got my whole alphabet outfit costume, but my sister's coming to my party and we're gonna kind of do it together. So one of us needs to be Glinda and one of us needs to be Elphaba. I don't really have anything Glindified. I don't know if my sister does either. We can't both be Elphaba. I'm pretty sure this is a really long video. I hope it's been enjoyable. We're almost there, folks. Almost there. We're almost there. If I can use my left hand to paint this one more time. I'm so weird with this hand. Feels so awkward to me. Okay, that one is kind of all over my finger and I'm just now realizing that. Hopefully, maybe in the shower I can wash it off. All right, let's turn it this way. I had more luck with that this last time. Okay, let's see. That will stay put. And my thumb is getting more of the UV light that way. Aren't these so pretty? I still feel, I don't know if I should cure these again, but I still feel like they are really wet. In fact, I know they're not completely dry. When you do them at the salon, it's like you can wipe them off and you're like, oh my word, they're staying on. Like it's totally dry. But I don't feel that way with this. I don't know if that means I need to cure it again. What do you guys think? Maybe that's my answer. Maybe I just need to cure it again. Maybe I will. All right, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again on that one, and I'll do it again on the left. And after that, I promise we'll be done. Besides the cuticle oil, that takes like 5 seconds. We watched earlier, maybe it was like over the weekend and then this week, is we very rarely watch a movie in one sitting because, as I said, we don't watch a ton of TV. So anyway, we watched Jurassic World Rebirth. like Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey from Wicked. The guy who plays the Lincoln lawyer on Netflix, he was in it. Mahershala was in it. It had a pretty good cast, but it was not great. Maybe you have a different opinion. If you do, share it. But I liked the other Jurassic Worlds that Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. But this one, I was kind of like, the plot is not really that great. But it was okay. I mean, it was crazy, you know, it kept my attention, but I just didn't feel like, I felt like it was a little dumb. But we did watch some trailers this week of movies that are coming out in the next couple months that looked really good, and I can't remember. Oh my word, my dog, I'm so sorry. I can't remember what those are right now. But there's another like Knives Out type movie coming out. The same guy that did Knives Out and The Glass Onion. There's another one of those coming out. And I'll definitely watch that. I don't know if it'll be great, but Glass Onion wasn't as good as Knives Out. Is there another Poirot movie coming out? Or am I just thinking about Glass Onion? I don't know. Let's do some cuticle oil. Cuticle oil. Cuticle oil. Yeah. Oh my word, that one's out of control. Close all these up, which I think whoop, I can do. Okay, look at my beautiful nails. I really love this color, but I'm getting vitamin E oil everywhere. And the thing is, I think you are supposed to rub it into your skin, but I think my nails are still, I'm nervous that they're still a little wet. Maybe I'm wrong. Does anybody else's hands get so dry when it starts getting cold outside? So dry. My hands are already so dry. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you very soon.